Time for some razzle-dazzle. I think it's just me in the chat so far. I don't know where everybody's at, but hey, I'm here. Time as usual, 9 a.m. Here, welcome to the propaganda. So last week we got squished by a similar list. I took my blue Blitz list and put in Razzle-Dazzler, and I'm loving this card. I'm actually starting to think Spellfist is probably the next one to go. We've come and gone with a lot of cards here. I got second in the Pauper Classic Tuesday event with this. I beat 3 or 4 red decks, and it was slightly different sideboard, but the main was the same. And yeah, I lost to elves in the finals. So anyway, this is Blue Blitz, as I like to call it. The main key subject here is Clout of the Dominus, the card I'm sitting inside of. Love this card. You don't want to go too crazy with it. Obviously, with Tempest Angler, it's awesome if you top deck it that way, but most likely you want to put it on your core to make it a 4/2 with shadow, and it can't be messed with, and that's a pretty quick turn. Usually this deck kills around turn 5. You might be wondering, what the hell is he playing these for? Well, I've played this deck for about a week straight now, and I would guess my record is probably something like 30-6, and 4 of those losses were to Orzhov edicts. So I needed 4 creatures, so I've got 2 that turns into 4 because of the exile card ability to be able to eat up edicts, and you know it fits the evasion theme that I'm going for. So first to go in the sideboard when we don't see it, so that's what we're going for there. Excuse me. Oh, injury report. Obviously, I'm not playing Big O Ball because of my ACL. I've been sitting on my butt a lot, and I was stretching and I jammed my fingers super bad. Worst I've ever done it in my life. It's actually a little swollen. You probably can't see it on camera. This is like 4 days ago. I've been icing it and everything else. So like, even if I didn't have my ACL, I can't even hold a paddle in that hand. So I have to play all left-handed. Anyway, 18 lands in this. We got 2 of the worst cards in Lackey, but you know, you got to do what you got to do if you're going to want to be able to beat or have a chance against decks that can just like almost auto win against you. 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain, pretty old school. Hey, look what made it to the main deck. So I've been noticing like bouncing things in this format. This used to be Vapor Snag. Isn't the greatest thing ever. Even, you know, things like Writhing Chrysalis is just keep, you know, generating stuff. Snaps there just for tempo. A lot of times I even use it on my own guy, just to kind of reset and build up the number of things you're doing a turn, so you can do things like with this and this. So this is kind of our removal spell, and who doesn't like 1 mana Stone Raining on turn 1, right? It's pretty awesome if they have one of those artifact indestructible lands. Pretty sweet. Mutagenic, 4, little saving spot. Clout can be a little cumbersome if you know you're trying to save your creature, and after the fact you got to remember that you can't do that, but the protection's worth it. One of my favorite blue cards ever. I always like to play blue very aggro. 4 snaps, the Razzle-Dazzler. Now keep in mind, this is your second spell, so it counts itself when you play it. So you just play this and then a Preordain, boom, you're off running. So pretty cool artwork too. I really like this. Got 4 Spellfist and 4 Tempest Anglers. Just our big heavy hitter. It's kind of the Gurmag Angler of the list here. So anyway, we have in the sideboard, we're really prepped for red. I knew I was going to see it in the Pauper Classic Tuesday, and I did. So I got 4 blasts, 3 blasts, so 7 blasts. This was because I lost to elves. This used to be 2 more Campfires and a Tormod's Crypt. I made room for 3 fadeaways just so I have a shot against elves. So now elves and Orzhov edict style stuff's the only thing that's been able to take this out so far. No, I take that back. There was one other loss, and it was to the one we lost to last week that inspired this with Razzle-Dazzler. I was playing last night and lost a close one. 2 Campfires and 3 Crypts. So here we go. It's going to be a pretty fast day today. I've been running that a bit. Here we go. Let's see. I mentioned this and this. Woo! Getting closer and closer. Been watching a lot of old school Avatar. The Last Airbender. As a household, we got a gaming table in the living room, and sometimes we'll just put on, like, instead of music, just a background movie or something. I'm sure that's not uncommon. And that one's got, oh, I've got a new favorite YouTube channel. It's called the Legion or League of Pigs, and it's this guy. Picture the amount of like production value I put in a propaganda, and he has like 5 pigs, and he has this big piece of property, and he races them, and he's got the graphics, he's got great announcing. If you're bored or curious, go check that out. I think it's Legion of Pig or League of Pigs. It's I was laughing like crazy. There it is, League of Pigs. Yeah, everything about it. I can't critique any of his shows, they're just so well done, and when he does stuff, how he does it, the graphic support, the production value is just crazy good. So yeah, a lot of fun there. Hey, where is everybody? Let me make sure I've got this set up right. Yep, we're just waiting in here. So yeah, I've been this used to run the Prowess, what is it, Sky Theater Strix, I think it's called. In the used to do that because it's all about evasion. Let me just type in theater. Will that come up? Let me see here. Nope. I always spell it the wrong way. This way. There it is. Sky Theater Strix. Yeah, this is the one that used to be in the list alongside of, you know, our Elusive Spellfist. And I've done really well with this list historically with it. I'll say yes to this. We've got our early dude. We got a ponder. We'll keep. This looks a little strange to me. Squish this over a bit. All right, let's go. Thank you for that, Nim. We're going to ponder here. First card click will be the last card drawn. Oh, we got double Infiltrator, but not much else. Do this here and here. Yeah, we'll say no to that. Bringing that up. Here we go. I always get nervous with ponder on streams. I'm always like, wait. Is it that to first or first to last? Here we go. Hope you all had a good 4th of July if you're out here in the States. We live really close to a big chevron plant. So they always sponsor the fireworks, and it's usually amazing. And it was amazing. It's just, I'm going to do this. No, we're just going to float for now. It's always a great show, but if I was to ever rate them, like in the, I don't know, 15 years we've been here, it was definitely on the lower end. The crescendo at the end had too much space, and it didn't have the, I don't know, maybe they hired a new crew or something, and it was their first time doing it. I mean, it was going to, the actual firework quality and stuff, they're just awesome, and it was like a 25 minute show, but it just didn't have the normal that it usually does, you know what I mean? All right, we'll save that snap for when we're almost dead, which might be soon with slivers. I've been meaning to dust off my slivers list and give this another go. I'm going to float this. Got double suspend coming in here to see if we can keep up with stuff. Let's get rid of that island. That's coming up next. Oh, it isn't. All right. Well, I like both of these here. Say top. And we get our Spellfist out. We're going to be having some fun. Wish I had my Razzle-Dazzler, but whatever. Maybe I can block with it. With the Mutagenic there. Probably not the best idea, especially with Sidewinder out. That card's so hard to get around. Flanking is so underrated. No pyrotechnics. Ooh. Oh, nice. Had natural, what do you call it? Just lightning in the sky for the fireworks. Pretty great. Okay, well, we're definitely going to be wanting to bounce that Lord. And another thing. All right, out comes our aggro. Might be a little too late here. I haven't run into slivers with this list before. Probably don't even need Clout in this style of list. They might be running journeys or something like that, but right now, let's do this here. Just going to attack here. I'd really like to do snap. I'll probably have to do it on their turn. It'll at least power up the Spellfist. Slivers can get really out of hand really quick. Keep in mind we're also being poisoned. Lightning Colt. That was the name of the horse in my little fake race, remember? That's pretty cool. Ooh, I like doing this now. Snap here. This will be a nice tempo swing. Gonna get. We'll do that. My son's heading back to Washington today, so I'll have this room back. I know it looks the same to you, but it's a disaster behind the screen. Iso's here. Hey-o. Iso, I'm playing when I got second with in the Pauper Classic Tuesday. I did lose to Elves in the finals. All right. Well, I can trick block here, right? Yeah, I think it might be worth taking that dude out. Let's do it this way. Take out the Lord. Block here. That's okay. Smack. See, blue has removal. Just got to be creative with it. Yuck, yuck. And when I look back on my player stats, whenever I take blue Blitz out for a dance, I usually crack top 3 with it or win it. I've won it a few times with that, but I wish I had a Razzle-Dazzler. Maybe we can go get one. Time to turn on our jets here. See if we can avoid any island draws. No. I'll say bottom. Sure, we'll go top on this. Put this on here. That'll equal like 2 more damage. These are my heavy hitters in the deck. I really like to lean on them that way. And we'll attack here. Got 10. Let's make this a little more. Bloop. Oh my God. I hate ticks so much. Worst arachnids ever. Don't get many out here in California, but when I went back to visit Little Fight in the Carolinas, you couldn't walk to the mailbox and back without something being on you. I was like, who wants to live like that? So we just win next turn unless they have a shadow creature or a fog. I didn't think we were going to pull this one off, but we got there. Slivers. And that was a good draw by our opponent, not the best by us. So things are looking good. All right, fade away. Yes, please. Probably the only card I'm going to bring in. Again, really like Weakstone here, being able to lock down like a, not so much against slivers, but you know, it is one big, huge thing that we're not going to be too worried about. And even the lackeys, right, against a red deck, you want those early blockers. It's just a 1/1 dork, but buys you that turn you need. So I might keep these in just for, you know, big blockers because they just go so wide. So with all that being said, do I really just lose Dominus? I think I do. This is one of my favorite cards on the list, but we're just not needing it. This deck used to run Delver, and sometimes it would hiccup with this being not a sorcery or instant, but didn't happen all that often. But the second I did try a version of it with it, and that with the Weakstone and this, it was just too much. So let's try this. Yeah. You said I read your email there, Dreamer Stango, and I remembered, I went back and found that you had written one the last time I played this, kind of the same thing. We kept one and we have it in our hand. All right. Well, we got 2 Razzle-Dazzles and a snap. 3 lands we'll keep. It's not the greatest. Remember, with Fade Away, we have to do our stuff too, but I know whenever I play these mono blue decks, I get the Will email about that Resculpt. It is a good card. All right. Well, hey, we got nothing else to do. Let's drop a Lackey. I'll get him for 1, maybe, probably not, and then we can at least block one of these big lords twice with it if we need to. I put this in my list, and then I faced an immediate Orzhov Edict deck, and I never drew the 2 that I had, and I had a lot of Pauper and Preordains. They were just hiding at the bottom, so don't like builds with Sentinel Sliver. Maybe if you had a Prismatic Engine or something, but just doesn't seem enough. Okay, now we've got a nice little trick here in our Dazzler. You know, I think I'm just going to... I just want to bring this out and not do anything with it. So, I mean, I could do one of these now, or I could attack right now. That'd be a good call. Let's do that. Be like, oops. Get the Slivers player angry. They're like, I'm supposed to be the aggro, damn it. So that's kind of best of both worlds. We get creature removal, and we turn on the Dazzler because he counts himself, remember, when he comes into play. This wording is so lawyer-esque. I mean, it's not to sound litigious, but it blows my mind, the wording and how they're always right. You know, whenever you cast your second spell, it doesn't mean the second time you play any spell. Or, I mean, like, you know, 2, 4, 6. That's how my brain interpreted it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. You can't just keep doing it. Yeah, but you can just pay the 3 with Weakstone to force it to tap too. I almost never do that, but it does come up. All right. I like that play. I think they think we're on like a heavy counterspell list. Can't blame them. You just see pure islands, right? Let's bring out a Dazzler. Razzle-Dazzle. Let's do this on this. This will trigger both of them. And hopefully they don't have an answer. Now they can't be blocked. I think it's worth seeing if they have some sort of trick here. Maybe not with that. Let's just come in with 4. Yeah, I'll keep my tricks for when I have a snap on my turn. Another thing too, shoving counter spells and things like that, that's a your turn thing. And if you notice, this deck wants to do everything at sorcery speed to get as many counters and prowess sort of triggers on its side. So be wary of that. I know a lot of people can, it's like a nice warm blanket. They can count on those counter spells, keeping them in matches and stuff, but just not the right mix for this deck. Bam. Oh yeah, you know, I didn't think of that Dreamer's Sting. Oh, a proliferate mechanic might actually be pretty sweet in this. All right, there's snap target number 1, 2, and 3. Feels like we got him on the run. That all scared of Mutagenic there. Let's see what we can do here. There's another one. I really want to... I think this will count itself as the second spell. It does it with the first. I don't know if that works or not. Yeah, it's weird. I'll try it. Bounce the Lord. Might have some sort of reactionary card here. Just untap these, please. Let's see if it works. It'll at least work on the original two, but it's not going to work on this guy. All right, and we attack. Yeah. That's 8 that can't be blocked. Doesn't that feel better than a 5/5 that can just bounce into expendable lackeys all day and, like, you know, your typical terror lists? So any spell just kind of wins the game. That's a nice spot to be. This is a very aggro deck against us. You know, Slivers is not one I would think we were favored against. I mean, we're not favored. I would figure more research needs to be described is what I'm getting at. So yeah, that's typical of the list. Kind of wins from nowhere. You don't think you really have much there, and then you look and you're like, oh wait, one more attack, and this is up. So yeah, pretty good times. When I did run into the Is It version of this list that we saw last week, they were both really close games, and I had quite a few. It was the 4th of July, and towards the end of the evening, so maybe the libations were getting to me. But I think I played pretty well. It's not like I replayed it or anything like that, but one of those games, probably like the Slivers player just now, felt like he had it, and then it was like, wait, where'd that game go? Just kind of slipped away from me there. So I went down to 2 Tempest Anglers for quite a while, just messing about with probabilities and stuff, but it's just too good of a card when you have it. Yep, we want to play first. We got a whole lot of nothing. We'll mulligan this. And we have the old school. Oh, here's our little combo with spell backup. We'll keep this, get rid of an island. I hate when this little box does. Done. We have the super added advantage, the old school advantage that people used to know and love in Ponder and Preordain, which you can keep one landers all day long, especially when you run 18 basics like this. So it's just a super consistent, usually don't mulligan deck that has quite a bit of firepower. I'll Preordain here. Bottom. I'm going to say bottom. We'll find more. Last island we see for like 17 turns. Like it tempts me, right? It shows me the only 3 drop in our entire deck. The listeners here. Uh-oh. Well, we do have campfires. This is what I think it is. Well, let's make things unblockable. We'll suspend here, pay our dues. Actually, ideal here would be a just another island. Yeah, it looks like we're up against a Fog Millstone style list. Yep, that is confirmed with the Growth Chamber. Don't really have... I did have Dispels for a while, even some main, but again, it just, you know, it's one of those things I'd rather play Disrupt. Do it to your own spell, draw a card, pay the 1. Do the thing, Julie. All right, we'll get this out and about. I love me some Disrupt. All right, here we are. Got this going on. Wish we did have Vigilance in case they're running Tangle. Some of these lists have been doing that. Beautiful islands here. There's the petitioners. As the years go by, this deck will start becoming meaner and meaner as it gets more and more toys. The latest of which, this Glistener Seer, Phyrexian Advisor. How many in the chat would go Phyrexian if you could? Guess you wouldn't, like, couldn't get cancer. You'd kind of like, would you live forever? That pushes it over the top. We can't put that in the category. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? But maybe like no more ailments. Of course, when you cut yourself, it'd be like some ichor would come out instead of blood. That'd be strange. I don't think our opponent's ever seen a suspend card before. This ain't the Iliad. Come on now. Off we go. Razzle-Dazzle. Cool. All right, we'll play him. And we'll do this here. To get the little Razzle-Dazzle ability. Oh, wait, no, because that's when it screws me up. You see, the Infiltrator was technically the first card. That was the second card, so that was, I would have done it anyway, though. But it'll work this time. I think I just got to go really hard here and not let them set up with fogs and such. This deck feels very deluxe, meaning everybody knows I love evasion. I don't like giving people the opportunity to block. This feels like either a weather. Okay, good. I'm glad they're tapping it. All right. Hey, cool. We haven't played our Clout yet. They're just going after numbers here. They don't have a way to really... Isn't that in the graveyard? Yeah. So they don't even have one yet. Here we go. Well, there's the thing we need. Gosh. At this stage, though, I think it's the better tempo play is to do the other. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. You know what? I'm going to go Angler. We'll do Angler. And then we'll do Mutagenic. Sure. On here. And I'll get all the triggers. Razzle-Dazzle. Spellfist. And the Angler. Everybody wins. Yeah, Proliferate might be pretty good here. I just don't know of any that cost 1. It's so hard to beat Ponder and Preordain, you know what I mean? I mean, look at this. It's almost 10 damage, unblockable, like every turn. It's going to be way more than that next turn. Not many decks can survive that. Yeah, that's a very good call then, Chimpskey. If you haven't seen this list before, he's spot on. That's they're probably self-milling. Yep, there's a Knot of the Bone. Keep them alive, so we might not be out of the woods yet. Of course, they're going to have to use their whole turn to stay alive. Does this say you control? That'd be so funny to play one of these. You control. Okay, that would be funny if you could just side in one and then do the ability back to the person. Just be like, oh yeah, I'll show you, Mill. Smack. More Knot of the Bones. That's a lot of creatures. 17 to be. Going to be gain 34 life. Chunk. Smack. Good news. These aren't going anywhere. As long as we don't draw super dead, we should be all right. Going down, going down. I don't like this spell at all. Let's do our guy here. At least it'll trigger the Spellfist. Really want to see Ponder or Preordain here. That tends to be still coming over for 12 a turn. Still on a 2-turn clock. We'll keep our little mystery card back. Pretend it's a counterspell. It's getting less and less effective when I play people that know me. Bumped into a few very friendly Brazilian players this week. A few of you sent me your deck lists and we went back and forth on some stuff. Decks have usually been solid. It was lands that were, oh god, this is not what we need. We have to just pretend that we're coming in for can I be hasty here? I'm just going to attack with this. I've got the numbers to do enough blocking here. I'll keep things rolling. They're just going to gnaw to the bone again, so I've got to play it a bit safe. This makes me want to play Ona's Grace. Yeah. Paupergeddon in 2026 is the one I'm going to. Not the next one. Not this November, but the next November. So yeah, going with Jared, and who was kind enough to make me this cool mug when I met him up in Seattle. So his wife's some super coordinator, and we're going to see what we can do. All right, look at all this good stuff. 2 islands. I'm like, I wish that was almost all islands here. Boy, really felt like we had this one in the bag. That Chimpskey called it. That's exactly how this deck survives. Sometimes people lean on Weather the Storm. Some of the best lists I've seen, they completely forego the fog packages. They just lean on life. Don't always need fog, you always need life. Well, not always. There's those people that like infect, like this guy wearing red. I think Paupergeddon's just one main huge day. I don't think it's over days, but I'm not too knowledgeable on the actual ins and outs of the tournament. Wow, 3-day event. I guess if it's getting that big. Hey, Nim, can you email me that, please? I'd love to look into that after the stream here. All right, looks like we're going to lose. They're at 50. We would need, like, Ponder and just so much good stuff. Do they have any more Nas? They don't have any more Nas. They might be out of Nas, but we Nas going to get there. All right. Well, that kind of helps with that, doesn't it? Play this. We'll just let them do their thing. I'll just attack here. Snap's not doing anything here. We need that early and often to just keep them, on their back heels. Definitely going to bring in Crypts. I can barely write with my hand because of that injury I got. Mill. It's amazing how much you need your middle finger. But yeah, I can barely make a fist. It's been about 4 days since I slipped and really jammed it. I've done that in the past, and it's better. And oh man, I didn't even see my double lackeys down here. I'm sitting here chattering. I could have put 2 more creatures out. Not that needed, but they are unblockable. That's a pretty good quote. I think people won't know I'm talking about an injury. They'll probably think it's a, what do you call it, insulting somebody with the middle finger. All right. Okay, they got us. We can't alpha swing that fast. Oh, felt like we had that one easily, but we didn't. All right. Fadeaway is really good here. I'll bring that in. I do like Snap. These probably, well, I could keep them. I could force the few that slip by to stay tapped, right? Okay, lackeys can go. I'm going to want all of our Crypts. These are pretty fun if I see them, right? These can be blocked. I'm actually going to lose 2 anglers. We need 4 more cards left out. We're not going to be messed with at all, so we'll lose Dominus. I'm going to keep these in just because if we get it really, really early, it'll kind of act like a journey to nowhere on them and stuff. So, ooh. A little creep bit me into me harder than, what are we talking about there, ESO? All right, let's go. We've got our Crypts. We've got our Campfire for inevitability. It's not all that great because once they have the engine online, they can still just keep milling you, but it's for that 1 or 2 turns. It's not like we're going to stay alive forever with a Campfire. They can just keep activating. Yeah. These are the kind of decks that you want to. I'm going to keep this hand because of the Ponder. We've got a Crypt. We'll keep. I'm not going to play the Crypt until I need to. We've already seen, they play the, what do you call that? Changeling. All right, we have a Spellfist. This is bad. Do that. Nope. We'll keep our Spellfist out. Don't think we have enough firepower here. The tick. I already moved past it. Sorry, I forgot. Iso was the one that said that. Too much chat to be reading up on. Ooh, a snowland. Interesting. A little switcheroo mechanic here. I'm not sure what's happening. God, I wish this was an artifact land. That would be hilarious, as my brother used to say. I know we're drawing an island next turn. That's not so bad. Let's get our engine online here. Let's go. Problem with the Weakstone, though, you know, he can target it with the Changeling, but that goes down. That's worse things have happened. Let's go. Here we are with this. We'll play here. Really want to find a creature. There's a good creature. I say bottom and top. Man, I love Preordain so much. It's almost unhealthy. Oh, we have already played a spell, so I'm not going to fall for that trap again. Don't think I want to play that Tormod's Crypt yet. If I'm not being dishonest, yes, I love that one. Man, 2024, I would have swore that was this year. See how bad that's infected the world? Apologies, just bringing it up, because you'll start hearing it everywhere once you know to look out for it. Just to be honest. Drives me nuts. Alrighty, I think I'm going to block here. It's just not worth it. We'll just take the damage here. What does he have? It's a little switcheroo tactics. I think we showed Mutagenic last game. Colt to be worried about that. Oh, okay. Sacrifice. Target player reveals their hand, discards all cards of the sacrificed creature's colors. Oh, you're going to get one. Lost their creature, and they get a Weakstone. We lost to the mill. He was able to get like 50 plus life. So we're down a game. All right. Yeah, Preordain here. We'll say bottom here, top here. Play this up. Bing, pow, boom. Yield on that. Still going to hold. Let's go. Second match. Felt like we had that one easily won, and then Knot of the Bone showed up and gnawed away all our dreams. Put Weakstone on just about everything. Look at the top two cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand and the other in your graveyard, says the Sipsig Appraiser. Well, now we know what they brought in swamps for. Not really a fan of that. Boy, a monocolored list, though. That's a pretty cool tech. All right, let's do here. Okay, we'll do one of these now. One. I'm tempted to just make them block here. I already showed them the one, right? I think I played both of these. I want to get them scared enough of the size that they're just like, I have to block this. That's why I don't want to. Oh, okay, gotcha. I think they were up against that logic too. Alrighty, that little hesitation usually means that. All right, I think we're pretty set. Be neat to see a fadeaway show up right when we need it most, you know. Make them think we're doing something. We're not. Once in a while, I'll change up for game 3, the old drawing first versus that logic, but never put too many cards in that pile. Speaking of cards in a pile, wife and I have been playing Ascension like crazy. My son thinks we have a sickness. About 4 or 5 games a day usually. I'm 23 games up on her right now. We have hash marks that just go on for sheets and sheets and sheets. All right, mulligan this. That's pretty easy. Okay, and we got this. We got a lot of snaps to stay, keep them back. We'll keep here. Maybe lose Mutagenic. Let's say done now on that. Okay, we'll ponder us straight away. Just looking to draw the card, really. Avoid, okay, I like all of this. Really like, boy, do I want to lead off with Razzle-Dazzle? Probably. Nope. Let's go. We got plenty of critters. It's like waiting for a big paycheck. You got to wait 2 weeks to get it. You're like, just give me the money now. These guys are going to be paying off. Paying off, I tell you. Just want to keep men off the board, really. Wonder if I should snap right now. I'm just going to suspend. The sequencing of an il-Kor with any sort of Razzle-Dazzle or the, what do you call it, the Spellfist dude, come down so that way when they enter play, you're able to kind of have that big swing turn. Works pretty good. Or I just play fade away. We would need a land though, so there's that. Hopefully it'll work out. Remember, we got to pay for it ourselves, so I can't be shying away from islands too much here. There we go. You know, if I top deck an island, I'm gonna change gears here. I'm gonna suspend this. Well, that's not gonna work because I'm gonna have to pay for il-Kor no matter what. I'll still cast that. Well, let's go. I always have the option of Mutagenic Growthing it for nothing. All right, it's getting to be snap time. Oh boy. Sure would like to see a fadeaway show up now. Can I get an island, please? It's not going to be too bad. We're 1-1. This is the deciding game. Woo! Alrighty. Let me guarantee that I'm going to see another turn here. Razzle. Return snap. The few times I wish I did have whatchamacallit out. Okay. Bounce City, do this. Do here. Still this and this. Yeah. Let me make sure I'm going to get a land here. I'll say bottom on that. I'll say top here. I'll play this. We'll suspend this one. Attack for 5. It's going to be close. I'm going to have to lose a lot of our own lands here. Hope they just go all in here and I draw an island because I'm going to have to sack 2 of our lands here. I've already got 4 in the graveyard. I got a knot of the bone. Still haven't seen any of our goods here. Campfire might scare them a little bit. We've only got 1 left. There's an advisor. Remember, they can just do this willy-nilly, so sometimes you have this great sideboard against a mill strategy and then it just ends up in your graveyard. But we're fortunate to have this in our hand. All right. I'm going to lose 2 lands here, but I think it's going to be worth it. If they're smart about this, they probably just lose all their lands. Probably not the greatest idea, but they kind of have it won if they just see that. Okay. Okay, now we lose 2 permanents. 1, 2. This is when you wish you had Clout. You gotta lose 4. Still not out of the woods, but we can use our Weakstone. Just hope it's tapped when we do. There's a knot of the bone in there, darn it. That's 9 creatures. It's only 27 life. What is it, 3 or 2? 2. All right. 18. Well, that's some respect, right? We're about halfway through our list here. So this will trigger Razzle-Dazzle. This is important, and we can Weakstone if we need to, and I do believe I will. I'm going to attack just hoping he blocks here. I'll attack. Cool. We don't have to Weakstone, do we? Well, hold on a minute here. What? How many game lock? So I played Infiltrator. I've played Infiltrator. So this should technically kill that, right? Let's go. There we go. Get in for that little bit extra. Kill the Petitioner. Laugh all the way to the bank. If we draw it, we've only got 1 Campfire left. If we get an island, this would be really cool. They're at 20. We've got about 10 a turn. Okay, I'll be snapping that. These growth chambers are making my life painful with fadeaway here. They can pay for a lot. We cannot. Alrighty. Well, this is not the way you really want this to go down, but we'll Weakstone that. Nope. But if he ever taps it, it'll stay that way. Get an island, we might be able to win. There's no more Knot of the Bones in their yard. They do have a deep analysis. They do have 2 deep analysis. Yowza. This doesn't bode well. He tapped green first, so that usually means it's just a hard Knot of the Bone. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's just a big ant. All right. So, you know, normally it's like, look at this. Like, I'll have this huge blocker for your aggro list. It's like, well, can't block any of them. Theoretically, everything's unblockable. Tap your Petitioner, sir. See what you get. Of course, it doesn't work all that great against them, does it? Cool. We'll do this. Let me snap, what costs a lot here? We'll snap a Crier. Ouch. Oh, it's on him again? All right, they're doing the Knot of the Bone trigger. We'll do this and this. Cool. And we'll keep back. Both of these are about the same. This will be our second spell, so we'll do this one. Keeping that tapped. Nope, he's already tapped. I really feel like people would play this a lot if this middle section wasn't there. So just read it. Enchant artifact or creature. It never untaps. I think people would say, but this kind of made people just kind of go, next card. My theory anyway. So they have to gnaw here. Problem is, it's a big gnaw. Don't go down that road, Dreamer Stango. You can do that to death with any card. Problem with my Weakstone Subjugation plan is the permanent that in question is still out doing its thing. We're just limiting their numbers. But, you know, when you're only a blue list, you got to roll with the punches as much as you can. And here we go with a gnaw for 19 creatures, and they're at 40 life. I just hope today, other than wins, that we get that first turn tap artifact land and just get it out of the game. I've had so many concessions doing that move. I love it. Our Razzle-Dazzler is getting large enough. He might be able to just take out that int, but right now that thing's staring us down and keeping us from winning. Probably one of the worst cards we could have drawn. The int wasn't there. I'd be having a lot easier time with this. I think we're going to lose this one. They don't have another knob, but they have quite a few dudes. I need one more advisor and we'll be in trouble. It's just unsustainable. So if this deck was really popular, this is where, you know, I'd look at my sideboard and be like, these Knot of the Bones, either adding one more Crypt, which is probably the best move, or even going as far as Dispel. So it's wide-reaching. I apply to a lot of things, answers, but yeah, we lose here. That's kind of a silly attack. It's got his 4 advisors, so there won't be any blocks coming up here. Another Knot of the Bone. This is a pretty good card to be drawing right now. Campfire. Bottom here. This will scare him. Top. Campfire. Get him a little scared, right? That's our Knot of the Bone. That's why I'm playing it, Dreamer. Just once in a while, look at blue lists, and they're playing that, you know, what is that? Bind the Monster, and I'm like, why would you pay life when you could just do this? Oh, all our Crypts are gone. 2 snaps. All our snaps are gone. Yeah, we're gonna lose. That's gonna be fun to have a little campfire drama, right? They're just gonna take an extra turn or two to get us. We've got 34 cards in our graveyard. That's just 3 activations, and the more creatures they draw, it gets worse and worse. I'd be tempted to play Essence Warden in a list like this, but I think Knot of the Bones is vastly superior with all the red decks out there. Might be a neat sideboard option. Probably best to not even do it, though. Where's Fade Away now? That'd get expensive. See, I could choose my Weakstones as part of the permanents that I'd sacrifice. They got enough Karoo lands there. They could at least lose 3 lands and not really feel it. Thank you for that, Nim. You're right. Pretty engaging game here. 10 minutes on mine, 13 of theirs. Yeah, they might just kill us with the generous int. Might have to keep this dude back here. It's probably the best call. Just a 5/7 bumping into a 5/6 all the live long days. Can they just, let's see if they attack. 2, oh, it can go aggro. Yikes. Come on, list. I do not want to see that right now. So we can attack for 9 a turn. I'll do the exile trick on my upkeep. I do have an upkeep stop. We see it here. One of many reasons why. But can I survive? Let's see. That's 3, 4, 5 coming at me. I can. I'd have to block the int here. I can't block with shadow dudes, if you're wondering. We'll keep back Razzle-Dazzle. I like this artwork as a standalone. The color palette looks, but it's almost too realistic, or there's something about it that kind of bugs me for Magic. The art itself I like, but Could do without the cowboy hat, but I get it. Do I have a dog? No, I've only had one dog when I was in about 7th and 8th grade. And got super close with him and had just amazing tales of fun and trained him really well, so much so the neighbors paid me to train their dogs here and there. And after about 5 or 6 years, I think, he just went missing. And then he came back, and then he went missing for good. And I honestly think that's probably I was so emotionally close to that dog. I would have been pretty devastated if I, obviously I know it's gone, but there's okay, here we go. Looking back, that's probably the best case scenarios if having to lose him. His name was RC, stood for Radical Companion. I don't think I've ever told that story on the show. He used to pull my snow sled up, like Tahoe area, and we would ride down. We had a really steep driveway, and he'd put him in the front. He was a big dog. He was like just a super mutt. I think he was mostly like a lab, tiny bit of pit bull, a little bit of shepherd. Beautiful colors. Well, I might as well just do this now, unless they drop another advisor here, which I think they're hoping I do. Oh, interesting. All right, so I'll have to do this now. Alrighty. We live. Actually, yeah. If you remember the 80s, Radical or Rad was all over the place. I did this kill shot, one of the last games I was playing before my injury became apparent in pickleball, and I did this switch kill shot with my left, and this lady just loved this little fling that I do, and first thing out of her mouth, I'd never seen her before either, and she was just like, "That's rad," and I was like, "I like this lady." Don't really care about this. Ponder, I'd like to see that, but, well, at least get Mutagenic out of the deal, which you probably can't cast at this stage. Been a fun game, one of the more intriguing Millstone matchups I've ever been a part of. I'm kind of out of reach of killing them. Deep Analysis, any more of those? Rad lady. Yeah. Yeah, in that sport, everybody has like something that they've perfected, and mine's like I have a backhand roller that I've had even like other coaches and stuff say like, "Whoa, you need to do a lot more of that." It looks like a how-to video, but there's plenty of other stuff I do horridly. But that shot comes from martial arts too. A lot of backhands in any racket sport feel really natural to me because Tai Chi, and there's a lot of roll moves and things like that just are real natural. So, all right, our opponent has 9 cards. I wish I could make them draw cards. We cannot. I don't think we're going to win here, even though we did the thing. All right, let's ponder. Look at all our new cards that we've already seen twice. Rat lady. Not sure I'd want to meet a rat lady. Ooh, Fade Away. That'll be fun. It's not going to win us the game, but it will be fun. Have I played a land? Yes. Alrighty. Well, I want to play another one. Let me do this. This. Nope. I'll do a snap-a-rooney. I think I'm going to snap this guy. This guy. Yeah, let's snap him. Triggering Razzle-Dazzle. That's a good one, Iso. So we can do 15. Technically 17, but that Mutagenic Growth is just a dead card in our hand here. Now, if they crack back, that's 2, 3, 4. They can hit us for 5. That would really be lame, but I don't think, with 83 life, I'm just going to keep this guy back. I know he's unblockable. Just want to deter any of that shenanigans happening here. We know fadeaway is coming. I should have suspended that. We'll act like we have a counterspell. They've already seen our hand, though. Mill a card. Oh! Damn it. That's right. That was dumb of me to rely on that, right? That was like, we're putting up cards on top, waiting to draw them with, that was a punt. That was an official punt because I should have been able to remember what the hell I was playing against, and that the very nature of this list is to do that. So I should have put fadeaway in my hand and not done that. So that's on me. Not that it would have won the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 permanents. That's quite a few. Might have cost them enough time to sneak in the win here, but I don't think we're going to be doing it by damage. Down comes an int. Cool. Announcing my punts for sure. Not what I want to see. All of these are here. One mystery card in hand. Let's see. In our exile is a campfire in that. That's right. We've got another campfire to draw. Wouldn't that be funny? I told my son, like, it'll be a pretty quick show today. Here comes fog. I'm like, Yeah, my hand feels like this maybe about Tuesday. If it's not much better, definitely going to have to go get like an x-ray or something official. Oh, there's our other campfire. Wah, wah, wah. We've got 2, and 1 more fadeaway. Yikes. Man, they're really hurting us. These numbers. Only good thing is there's a lot of mutagenics in our yard, so I won't be drawing any more of those. One more fadeaway. It's about the only out we've got, and it's not much of one. It just will slow them down. Maybe it'll. We've got 7 cards left. Oh, this speeds that up too. 5 cards left. I like these pylons. Comes into play untapped, surveils, gives you a mana, and then for 1 more, you're looking to spread colors around. That's a really good card. I'm not sure about that, ESO, regarding the punt count. Hasn't been a thing yet. I've maybe paid for Infiltrator il-Kor hard, like the 5 mana cost, probably 4 times in my life, and I play this card a lot. I love it. Oh, I was looking like, do I need to keep more things back? But these have shadow, so I just don't have an option if they want to alpha strike here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they can just kill us by attacking next turn. Hopefully they don't see it. Too worried about their precious tapping, but they can do it. Probably a little worried about another snap or something, but I think I've used them all. 1. Oh. No. Okay, we get it. I'm only attacking because they have shadow. Yeah, that's a lot of life, dude. Boom. There's 1 more snap. We got 2 left. They're going to attack for the win. This is a weird call. Boop, boop, boom. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 3 cards left. They got 4 advisors. What a cool way to win. Well, they pulled it off. Dink. We'll head off to our first loss here. I got a really funny skit from the old Conan O'Brien show. I loved a lot of his humor and skits and stuff like that. The show hasn't been on for probably like a decade now, but he had a variety of them and stuff. But there was one he did with this the clown from It. I just always really liked it. But that's how you play Mill, folks. That was pretty cool. So I'm gonna go get some more coffee, use the restroom, and I'll be back for round 3 right after we check out this creepy clown man here. Let me make sure I'm still feeding. Woo!
Please welcome Butterscotch the Clown. Let's get him out here.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Butterscotch. So tell us, why are you so upset about the movie It?
It makes clowns seem scary and creepy when everyone knows clowns are sweet and fun.
Oh, okay. So you feel misrepresented because the clown in It is a monster that lives in the sewer and eats kids.
Exactly. It sends a terrible message. I even had to update my website just to let people know I was one of the good ones. Take a look.
Okay, there it is. Okay, well, no, that... okay.
Ever since that movie came out, people freak out when they see me crawling out of the sewer.
Okay. Why are you, what are you doing in the sewer there, Butterscotch?
Well, let's just say that's where I go to evacuate the clown car. Wink. Hey, guess what the clown car is?
We know what the clown car is. You know, Butterscotch, when you say things like that, you do sound kind of creepy.
Is it creepy to want to delight children with my winsome smile?
Oh my God, Butterscotch!
Is it creepy to brighten their day with my infectious laugh?
Butterscotch, stop it. I know you're trying to make a case that clowns aren't creepy, but you are really creeping everybody out right now.
Well, try telling that to all the kids whose faces light up when they watch me do my funny little clown dance. Hit it, Yakamota! Yes. Play it slower, Yakamota. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Screw flood, Mulligan 2. I've got a magic puzzle for you. Screw flood, what should you keep? Choose incorrectly, you will soon weep. What do you get when you keep 7 lands? A perfect curve from an opponent's hand. 4 mulligans, and we'll see what you get. 3 basic lands and a dumb blood pet. Screw flood, what should you do? Bad luck is always opposing you. Screw flood, by the long face. 2 badger spells don't all have retrace.
And we're back. Thank you for that, Chimpskey. There was a funny thing when I was mixing that. I forget, it was a while ago, but there was a pitch shift I had to do, and so I was on key until that part because the actual music did a switcheroony there. So I kept a 4-land snap because I'm just feeling impish today. I was like, watch, this will be a creature heavy list and they'll just quit after the 4th snap, and that might happen. Here we go. Hey, this is pretty cool. We'll stop their tempo and we'll gain all the tempo back. Yes, I would like to cheat and play 2 spells at once. Feeling like a creepy clown. Well, you know, I've been fond of saying July 5th is one of my favorite days of the year because the next big holiday is Halloween. So that's my logic. Follow it if you must, if you wish, if you can. Goblin Cohort. I would have never thought these things wouldn't be playable in MTG, but here we are. Well, they're playable. I mean, they're still a really good card. 2 for 1. At its core, we're gonna stop all these shenanigans. Boop, boop, boop. Snap-a-rooney. He's like, are you kidding me? This third one hits. This might be like, I'm supposed to be attacking. Remember this turn? Suspend. All right. Bad news is they could probably just kill our dudes unless they tap out and we top deck our Clout of the Dominus so we can keep things safe and maybe outrace them. And still Weakstone their creature once it finally does attack. Or they could just sacrifice it to the Mog cohort. Pretty cool. Get to like turn 4 against goblins and not take any damage, but 4 snap hand will do that. It's almost like I knew what my opponent was going to play. I did not, but here we go. Need some lands to show up here. Real careful. You can click through this and be really screwed. Cast without paying. There he is. Boop. Cool. Preordain. Oh gosh, really? It's a nice big body, but I need lands right now. Let's say top. Play this out. Come on, give me some lands. Oh, where are my lands? So even Lackey here, like I was saying earlier, I can at least trade with these guys, but these are all going bye-bye. Say yes to the shuffle. Thank you. Good Lord. Do I want to put one of these on here immediately, just for tempo's sake? Maybe. Yeah, I think I'll just do that now. Let's just do it here. I can't block here anyway. If you want to sacrifice it, that's fine. I'm just going all tempo here. I'm going to need all the lands I can get. Only thing I have going for me is vast tempo with this, but we're running out of fuel real fast because they just keep putting their permanents down. Nope. But that'll turn that from a constant shock into just a single shock. So when I organize this show, I have every folder has, or I have all these categories because I've got like, I've made you all over the last decade about probably over around 200 videos if you include like the birthday breaks, and you know I know I've got over almost 60 custom commercials now for Magic the Gathering. But all that, I'm always terrified that I'm going to have like a similar show week to week because you know you have your favorites, and so in each one of these folders, like for commercials or for bathroom breaks or for pictures or whatever I have recently used. And so at the end of every show, I take my list and I throw all those in there so OBS doesn't see them anymore until I clear stuff out. So the clown creepy one was originally made for probably like one of my Halloween shows and stuff like that, but y'all know me. I like the macabre quite a bit. So I got a bushwhacker that's going to make us eat our words. Let's see. They're fronting like they've got a bushwhacker. Let's see it. Respectable. Gonna be taking 4 at least. Let's make that a little more. 6 it is. Comes our other dude. Pretty weak against the Arsonist. This is a very old school list. I used to love playing goblins this way. Alrighty. Let's attack. See if they want to sacrifice something. Really hoping for like a Tempest Angler defense, just like a 4/4 body, and just let them sit there and let the otter stare down all the goblins. And oh, my son would love this guy's name, Pondering Fool. We have a thing in gaming lore in our house. I know I mentioned it before, but I always try to have very unimpressive names like Aaron the Adequate or The Fool. Or I remember when I was okay, cool. When I was gaming with the kids, this is 10 years ago, and that was a big game night. There was some shooter game that they had, and they needed everybody on board, and so I get online, and there's kind of a LAN party. Everybody's at the house, all my son's friends, other son's friends, And everybody, the killer, the sniper, the doomsbringer, all these cool monikers. And I named my character Chuck's Insurance. And it was so funny because in the back room, you heard this. Some of the kids that didn't know my humor, they're like, who the hell is Chuck's Insurance? And so ever since then, that's just been kind of a family joke. My wife bought me some golf balls with that printed on it for, I don't know if it was an anniversary or something, but yeah, it was pretty. The oldest one, or the longest ago one that I ever did was 14.3. Hold on a minute. Adrian Ballou, my famous nephew, he's a super guitarist, fingerstyle and stuff. But when he was a kid, he loved Diablo, the original, and you could gift files back in the old PC days with that one. And I gave him this character with all this awesome stuff, but I named him Tiny Boy the Weak because it sounded Diablo as it would be like, so-and-so the strong, or that was just how the lore was written back then. And it just always cracked me up. I think I'm going to need to save this snap for Foundry Street if he goes crazy. Probably do it on my turn anyway. Yeah, that's right. Today's show is sponsored by Chuck's Insurance. Just the most basic name ever. So to this day, every character he's ever made in any game, he always calls Tiny Boy the Weak. He's like, yeah, it taught me a lot. I was like, I don't know about that, but all right. Well, we have a blocker here. Let's put this out in case they have some sort of weird shock effect. Razzle-Dazzle. Hopefully they don't have something. I'll get rid of this dude. We'll get our counter. At least we got a body that can stare down stuff, but we haven't seen any lightning bolts and such. They got 2 cards in their hand. I'm pretty sure this is a bolt. Yep. Well, all right. Let's not show them any more of our list. We've lost this one. Goblins. And that's just old school. I'm writing enough of these L's here. This is getting crazy. All right. All our blasts are coming in. These felt pretty underwhelming in this matchup. I like Clout. Don't really think we're going to need Weakstones here. Mutagenics, Necessary Evil. Expendable Lackey I'm going to keep in for the draw. I think we could maybe lose 2 of these guys because they're running Arsonists. They might even have like Flame Jab in an old school list like that. Thinking I might want to bring these in too. Yeah, let's just 1-for-1 them to death here. Let's go. I'm going to really hold on this. Going to have to use Mutagenic. Campfire is interesting. Yeah, let's bring some life in. Let me get rid of the core plant altogether. And 1 ponder. Let's go. Oh, there was my son still has a screen grabby, so there was a staff in the original Diablo called the Staff of Dyslexia. So I just loved it. It was like something like -2 to intelligence, or it did something funny, and every once in a while you'll find just these very un-PC sort of naming modules, and it's just, I just laughed so hard. It was crap me up. Yeah, we brought in the Campfires. I want to play first, sure do. This is a pretty good hand because of this. We'll keep. Might have to play defense until we kind of establish, and then do like 2 or 3 alpha swings. That's how I see this game going, if we're going to win it. You can draw any of our stuff, but a 3-land hand with, ways to look, I like it. Let me ponder here. Another Clout. I don't like this. There's too many of these. I'll say yes to that. Get. Okay. I think I might lead off with Spellfist. It's a lot harder, especially if we see a Mutagenic here. Might go that route. Sometimes Goblins tempo, they're going to want to establish creatures and not spells early. So Slider, all right. Yeah, it'd be cool to take all the worst items and then make your character have them all and then still beat the game. All right. I'd much rather this live than this. So I'm going to lead off with our Spellfist. Next turn I can Razzle and then Clout it. Assuming they're going to be tapped out. So if they have a bolt, they might use it here. This one I wish I had Mutagenic, but hey. This way, this will add enough that unless they have a Fire Blast, we're pretty good. So yeah, now my youngest, every game character he names just the Fool. And all that because our opponent's playing with a similar moniker. It's like we went to Top Golf the other day. Okay. And there's a thing here in the States where you just, drive golf balls, and it's all interactive games and stuff. Digitally tracks your ball and shows you what happened. So the first game made a lot of sense, it was like 5, 10, 15, 20, that sort of scoring. The very next game we played, it was like 20,000, 40,000. And it was similar to the monikers I was just bringing up, where it's just so grandiose. It's like, it's just dumbing down like the importance of any shot. It's just everything's extraordinary and 1,000,000 points for this. And I was just like, let's lose 6 zeros and just score this like a normal person, shall we? All right, I'm just going to protect this now. Unless they got double gut shot, I think we're safe. Put it on a Clout. That's one of my second favorite targets for Clout. And all of a sudden, he's really big. We've got draw, and we've got ways to kill stuff. Let's go. Keep trying to make a fist if you're wondering because of my stunted finger. All right, that's going to meet with a blast. Foundry streets are tough. Thunderhooves is at it again down below. Won't be hearing that for the next probably 6 or 7 shows because our neighbors are going to Italy for like 2 months or something. I was like, geez. All right. Do this here. Make sure we get our second spell in for the turn. Preordain. Always yielding. Never blocking. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. They could do that too. Oh, I love this. We'll say top, top. Top, top. Oh my goodness. Don't want to save it or use it. Let's just attack here. I think I'll keep this back. They probably got their, they kept a 1-lander, so that's very good on Chimpskey's comment there that they're probably sitting on their own blast. Multiple Clouts. That Angler shows up. This is going to be silly with a Clout of Dominus. It's like the best mid-game draw you can have. And you just get like this 5/5 otter that has haste. It's pretty great. Yeah, that used to be pretty good. I'll do that here. So I'm going to try to make him pull the trigger on this combat trick with the Slayer combo to see if he can take out a Spellfist. Yeah, I'll block this all day long. Go here. Probably get a concession with this move. There's a few ways to do this. Imagine this is just hitting me. Yep. That. We're going to do this now. They could still hit us for 3 if they know how to play goblins. I'll see it. This guy seems like he's no fool. Yep. Handicap Spellfist, yeah. Yeah, I know my Spellfist should have like less fist ability. If I'm piloting it, it should be like a 0/3. It's like you can't even make a punch. All right, there we go. 1-1. Let's see where we go. That's where we were last game. I like how we boarded this. Go. Let's run it back. Yep. About every 2 years, I'll play an old school goblin list. There was a player that used to be online a lot. I think he was a pro at some point named Signal. And he had a goblin article that came out in about 2006 or 7. Man, it was just the way to build goblins for the longest time. So it always reminds me of their lists when it has that look to it. Early blocker, life gain, interactability. We'll keep this. Don't really have any creatures worthy of anything, but he wants to use goblin tricks to kill a lackey. Let's go for it. Plus, who doesn't like to win with a blue fish? Strange card. All right. Maybe I just kill that. Stop all tempo. Yeah, let's just kill this. Keep the game simple. 4 cards left. I got draws, creatures, and life gain to go. We got time, mana. Let's go. It's the classic battle. Fire versus water. That's enough of that. Well, let me go Preordain this time. Oh, I like the Angler. We're going to say no to that. Bottom, we'll say top. Do I want to do Lackey? Do I want to do Lackey? This turn, I'm not even going to be able to do that. Let me ponder here. See if I can find the ultimate like combo or more hate. There it is, there it is, there it is. Yeah, we'll do this. Let's do this and this. Nope. Drawing that. Next turn, maybe I just hang out. Really want that Angler to end up with the thing. Got to do the thing. He's double expendable. That's right. Boy, this person likes to keep one-landed hands, don't they? I think I'm just going to Hydroblast the Mog. Just going to get rid of quality here. Yeah. Change of plans. Let me just kill this. They're so behind on that tempo side of things. Lackey can block Foundry Street all day long. It's going to be funny. They have to use like OK removal or any spell on this. It's going to be silly. Bring this out. This way I can haste next turn with a 5/5. The Angler is both red and blue. Be careful not to go down that color chart. And, you know, this is good enough. The blue ability is good enough. People get greedy and they start playing that stupid is it hopper and stuff. However, whatever happened to that, remember I think it was a 1/4. Is it something? It was either, it was this kind of mana, but 2 of them. And for the longest, from like 2011 to like 2014, it was like in every is it build. I forgot what that one was called. It was just a mainstay. Now nobody plays it. I think it was a 1/4 for 2 mana. That's it. Thank you, Dreamer Stango. Bam. Talk about a forgotten card. So even here, if he doesn't have enough mana, he wants to run into this. He's got to pitch a really good card in Raider just to keep it alive. So this is good times. Got our life engine online. Gonna go for it here. 1, 2, 3. We'll bring out the Angler. And here we go. This is fun when this works. It's pretty rare. About 1 in maybe 9 games. This goes down, but it's fun when it does. Welcome to Pauper, where you get a shrouded 5/5 with haste. Do I just double attack here? I'll keep this guy back just to be a pain in the butt. Bam! You got 3 turns. The lackey's staring him down. He's like, come on, goblins. He's like sizing him up. Hey-oh. Sells or mounts creature. When this creature dies, deals 1 damage to any target. I'm seeing a theme here. Okay, he's going to get in with that, but it's still going to, you know, has to do the thing, right? That Galvanic was a thing way before the weird. Still getting in for 4. Look at this guy. Wow. All right, let's make a fish. First time for me. I've never even seen this thing before. Well, first of all, we'll do this. Let's make sure no more islands come our way. Ugh. Bottom. I said bottom on this too. I don't like either of those right now. All right, cool. We'll bring this out. I'll chill on the fish maybe. I think I'd rather keep a mystery card in my hand and do this. Let's just play it. Okay, this is 2 to bring back the fish. Yeah, exile from the graveyard as a sorcery. 1/1 fish creature token with it. Can't be blocked. My favorite words. Let's not forget this keeps getting bigger with every non-creature spell. So that Preordain acted like a little biosphere. What's that? Not biohazard. It's bioshift. That where you can move counters from one creature to another. Little Fight's always trying to make that card work. That's it. Bioshift. And Chimpskey's on it. Woo! Fred Hawk's in the house. Good to have you with us, my friend. Felt bad because Little Fight's not the, most hardcore tournament player and stuff, and he keeps trying on Pauper Classic Tuesdays, and in the last few weeks it's like he's had a pretty good run where he makes like the top 8, top 4, whatever you want to call it, and it's always me that bumps him out, and I'm like, oh, there's part of me that just wants to lose, but I'd never hear the end of it. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. So if you go to the Pauper Classic Tuesdays, you see I got second with this on Tuesday, and the one deck I lost to was Elves. Kind of went that way today, really wide list in the Millstone deck with access to a lot of life gain. I mean, that was not of the bone. Mass creatures. Elves was mass creatures. I did pull off one game. Start getting like a 5/2 unblockable shadow dude coming at you every turn. There's only so much you can do, especially when your well-wishers are getting snapped out of existence. Hiya! Here we go. Might be a game if they drew anything here. Let's play the Lackey. This is a first for me. This has just been a theory list here. It's a fish! I gotta love this game. Oh, gain some life. I think I just want to double attack. Make him do stuff on defense here. Gonna have to block one of them. I don't know if there's a fish in nature with a little like mask on like that, right? Looks like a raccoon fish or something. Oh, bubbles inside of a bubble. Like, I don't know why the artist went there, but it's intriguing. Nice to look at. Bye-bye, fish. Probably. Yeah, not the greatest attack. I probably should have kept him back. Eat some damage. I'm getting arrogant now because this guy's getting so large. Whenever target creature plus 1 counter. All right, we'll keep our mystery card back. There's one thing you're going to learn on Propaganda. Hold on to that land you don't need. It's probably the biggest mistake I see daily. I understand if you've got something that costs 8 mana in your deck. It's like, okay, I get that. The have and the have-nots. It's all mana this time. Oh, Mogrator's going to take one for the team, eh? We haven't really drawn any of our sideboard yet. Got a lot of hate coming up. Only one Campfire to show. 1, 2, 3. Off we go. This will probably meet with a lightning bolt. They've got a 4-land hand that they kept. Could also see them, kill the Clout and then do the thing. Getting out of range quick. We're very flooded. Yeah, this whole list feels that way. Pretty cool, though. I'll just do this before I forget. Yield. I hate how Concede is so close to yield there. I like these little flashback lists. If you ever want to notice power creep, that's a fun little thing to do. And I do it on the show about once a year. I'll play like a very old school list and see how it does. And the answer is usually not very well. It goes like 1 and 4, 2 and 3. Very rarely. The Stompy list that I was kind of known for, dusted that off about 2 years ago and did it on the stream. I was like, wah, wah. Anyway. Who knew otters were so good at chewing on goblins? Kind of makes sense, really. Otters are nasty creatures. Everybody goes crazy over the videos of them and how cute they look, but They're violent little hedonists. That's probably the best way to say it. If there's any kids watching, don't want to get too graphic. But they're pretty promiscuous, so I'll just leave it at that. I think the world's a better place when we have otters and magic. Some beautiful art. Almost looks like a dragonfly. All right, we beat goblins. 2-1. Let's see what we face up against here. Yep. Bam. With all these injuries and being out of pickleball for probably a month or two at least, I keep on Sundays, I'm like, well, maybe I should enter a tournament. That fire in my belly of tournaments, I don't know. I think pickleball took it or the show took it because it was directly correlated. I used to grind and do like 2 or 3 leagues, or I would do the big Sunday thing almost always, and I'd play at least one what do you call a league match in Magic a day, sometimes 3. I was kind of like the first grinder. But then about 10 years ago when I started Propaganda, and like I said, about first 5 or 6 years of the show, I did it too. But then people started sniping the show and stuff. But that's why we play like this. And also because we got a lot more feedback. Numbers were all pointing up and just more of a community angle, not so much downtime waiting for somebody to show up. But yeah, there's just something about doing the show and stuff, just kind of, I guess the harsh way to say it is took that fire from me, with that, that competing stuff. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so we have the card we need against an edict list, because edicts are very hard for us to beat if you remember me at the top of the show. So we'll bring out a creature we don't care about. Yeah. Double edict. Gates. Okay. Probably Chimpskey. Sometimes cards are so good that for their color, you just can't beat them, right? All right, let's get out our stuff. We can do this. We've already got them at 19. If you're wondering why the hell is Deluxe playing Expendable Lackey and you didn't catch the top of the show, well, go watch it. Just kidding. Well, that's not kidding on YouTube, right? Just go back and hear that again. But this is, in my testing, edicts were incredibly hard for me to beat. And so this guy and 2 cards makes 4 creatures. Not the worst thing, especially that fish is unblockable. The whole theme of this list is kind of keeping things unblockable. I'm going to take a chance here. Or do I want to wait one more turn? Ooh, this is rough. I could play the Angler and just walk right into more removal. I think I want to ponder here and just be patient. Something I almost never do. Nope. Have we played a land yet? Yes, we have. Let's attack. Dario. Played this person many a times. In tournaments too. They're like, what is he playing? There's no fairies. There's no counter spells. It's got my MO written all over it. It's probably in my top 6 favorite rogue lists that I've made over the years. So you always get new toys, right? Tempest Angler and Razzle-Dazzle really helped push this deck like, 0.3 higher. All right. Nothing we can do about that. Don't really care about it. I hope they're sitting on an edict and they're just like, oh yeah, check this. I don't like this because we've already seen one cast down. What is this? Okay, cool. I really like this play. So I can get an unchecked 5/5 out with haste. I didn't think this would happen once today, and it's happened twice in 2 games. It's pretty fun. Curious if I should do this thing here. Let me do this. We've got a free board to attack into. Sometimes it, runs into the Gurmag Angler effect, right? Where I'm going to get in for as much as I can here. We'll do this on here. Power this up so we get in for 9. Anything gets in our way, we're going to snap it. We're still not safe from a Edict Hawk, but all right. Don't really care about Crypt Rat. Yeah, this will be a concession here. Boom, boom, boom. Snap. Almost want to double snap, right? Maybe I should. So that's, yeah, if I double snap here in response. Untap these. And attack for the win. Just hold down control and respond to your own spell. Get that last little bit in there. Woo! Okay, we want to keep Lackey in this matchup. Probably yes to this. We saw some artifact lands, I believe. So really would like to see a Weakstone show up. Mutagenic's probably the card I can lose, but I want to keep my spell count up. I wasn't a fan of either of those. Diego Unchained or Heatful. Just thought there was more they could have done there. Those 2 ponders. Gotta keep all my creatures. Oh, those 3 ponders. Let's go. Let's bring in the Crypt. Well, we got 1 game on them. Orzhov. That went about as good as expected, or as it could have, I should say. I didn't expect it to be a win. We've only got so many quality creatures on a list like this. A lot of tricks. All right, love this. I've got an easy go here, but you know what I want to draw is Expendable Lackey. We'll keep a little bit too much land. I don't want to see any more lands. So I kind of prefer Preordain staying instead of Ponder. Throw them to the bottom. There's a gate. It ain't an artifact, though. Spellfist showing up. Nothing to do on turn 1. I don't like that. Doesn't feel very efficient. There's one thing I love is efficiency. Alrighty, I believe I'm going to float this dude out. Hope for the best. Probably lead off with Spellfist. A Lackey here would be awesome. Second Lackey Spellfist. We still haven't seen an Edict, but you know they're right around the corner here. Oh, if we only had 1 more mana, we could do the 5/5 trick again. But it might eat an Edict as well. We could do that. I'm still going to wait on that maybe working out. Could put it on there right now. But I'm pretty sure this Spellfist isn't going to be alive on my upkeep. Some decks are just so good at killing stuff, and this is one of them. There it is. Makes me nervous because we don't have our Lackey yet. I really want to go all in for this much damage. I might. I'm going to get this out. So there's a little Edict insurance, right? Well, we've got quite a bit of damage we could pull off here. I guess we just go for it. Let's play it. I can't believe it's 3 times in 3 games we're going to pull this stuff off here. This is crazy. It counts the counter. It does the thing. We get in for a whole lot. It'll be even more than that because we're going to do this. Boop. Might as well. We'll get another counter out of the Tempest Angler. Probably should have dropped a land. Did I? Yeah, I think I did. Probably sitting on a cast down, waiting for some sneaky stuff to go down. Not quite sure what's happening here. All right, that's a good call. We did bring in the right spell in our Tormod's Crypt of the old art persuasion. Okay, I guess maybe they're not running a package of that ilk. Let's do that. Keep growing our dude. I'll say kind of like both of these. We'll decide in a minute. Top. I want to find the Lackey. So let's say bottom. Top. I'm an idiot. Let's do this. Come on. Razzle-Dazzle. All right. I'll go top. He has moments pieced, so don't really have to worry about a Crypt Rat here unless it's what has it got, the Death Touch sauce. What's that card's called? Forget it. I haven't used it in a bit. Gosh, what is that thing called? The black lady looking at the needle of poison. It's like the new it card for Crypt Rats and such. Why is my brain not working? That's it. Toxin analysis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And here comes another moment's piece. Not quite sure. Some sort of strange brew we've got here. We've already seen that. Don't want to walk right into a... I'm going to hold off on that Dazzler. Make them think we got something we don't. Because of the short holiday week, I don't have any updates career-wise on my chess coach job that I might be getting. Probably hear something this next week, though. They got to do a background check and all that stuff. Pretty standard fare when you're working with youngsters. There it is. Double activation, that'll hurt. Be a spell. Be a spell. Okay, well, that's not what I was looking for. Note to self, if we get to a game 3, I'll take these out. This is one of the few matchups I don't want to see that. But I can just tap it down right now, right? I mean, they're going to take that out. Yeah, let me do this for... Did I just screw up? No, I think I haven't played a land yet. And... do this so they don't have a blocker. I get all the triggers. I'm like, take out the thing that just won me the game. Maybe one. We'll see. They do have a treasure token, so I'm not out of the woods here. All right, cool. All right. Oh, it took down the deck I was really afraid was the boogeyman. So we go to our last game here. We are currently 3-1. Really where I thought this would hit, 3-2 or 4-1. I've been saying that for, I've had a pretty rough couple of weeks. We've won here and there, but that happens when you play Rogue. I've just been the decks have been fighting me, right? I'm getting flooded when I have technically 1 or 2 more lands than I should and stuff. Okay, well, we've got a Lackey. We don't have any of our mana fixers in Ponder or Preordain, so we're going to ship this. We are on the draw, but if I had 1 Ponder or Preordain, I'd keep. You know, this is always pretty. As much as we've seen this today, it usually doesn't come up. It's usually the Infiltrator that gets this protection. Because 4 shadow damage, 4/2, it's really hard for most decks to deal with. And it has Shroud is the main point. We're going to mulligan this. All right, well, we can keep this because of our old friend Preordain. We'll keep... if I get rid of this, this is going to be an artifact land drop first go, but I'm going to get rid of it. I'll say done. Don't be an artifact land. Don't be an artifact land. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, okay. It's a desert. All right, all right. This is a tough matchup. That's why my boards lean so heavily red, and I have campfires, because that can be a thing. And let me Preordain here. Yeah. A lot of come into play ability creatures. Not too big of a fan of that. Even the imp. I'm going to say bottom top. Did I? Okay. Felt like it was my second turn. That's weird. Thank you for that, Chimpskey. Crypt and Campfire. Here comes the pain. Master Pain. Snacker. Imp. About as good as it gets. This deck is obscene. #1 deck in the format right now, in my opinion. Nice to see. It was so long. Rakdos wasn't a thing. Go back to like my first videos 9-10 years ago. We're almost 10 years old. We'll be 10 in about 3 or 4 months. Got to think of a party to do here. That's a long time to be streaming. But you look back then, I was trying to build this deck called Rakdos Retraced before all this really fun stuff came out. You know, it was a tough way to build. Razzle-Dazzle. I'm just gonna play it. I could Mutagenic it right now, but these are gonna really be such a tough conundrum, the Mutagenic Growth, right? You need them to keep your creature alive, to give you a chance, but against a deck that hurts you so fast, it's tough. Makes me wish I was playing with Sky's Theater Strix still, right? Not that I'd be staying back and blocking, because I think that only pumped the front side. Wasn't a toughness boost. Yeah, I'll definitely follow your advice there, Nim. I think I would have come to the same conclusions myself. Well, what to take out? Here comes the snacker. I'm probably getting fiery tempered on this, I would imagine. What I don't like about this, I'll have to pay 2 to keep him alive. And I'm tempted to pay 4 so that I can, you know, make him do the thing, but I'm not gonna. We'll see where this is pointed. Don't think we're winning game 1 here. We're just... Will I show the notes on camera someday? What do you mean, Iso? Is that to me? Oh boy, that's even scarier. They're just like, nope, I don't respect you. I'm just coming at you. Whack. I mean, do I really want to use mutagenics here? Kind of have to, and then you're like, I don't know. Maybe I take those out. Am I being chicken? Maybe. Oh, between games, I tell you what. You know, the day you ask for it's when my hand hurts, so my writing's atrocious. Post notes. So what I'll do is this, Iso, because this little camera is not very big. So I'll take a picture of this and put it on our community little notes, or posts, I think it's called now, for those curious. Try to do one for you. I don't think we're winning here. So let's, we'll ponder. Hey, Weakstone's pretty good here. We need so much. I don't know if I even want to show them this stuff. You know what? Weakstone's actually pretty good here. Because you put stuff in the yard, they get things back like the snacker and stuff. So I kind of like Weakstone here. Oh my kid, no, we're not winning this game. We'll go boom, boom, boom. No. This is like saving life every turn. Do I want to get rid of that or this? I'll get rid of it. I'll do that. This will trigger. Stay tapped. Nope. We'll attack because we can't do anything else. That's the one. So yeah, if you just go to our main page and, you know, there's videos and whatever. It used to say community, now it just says posts. I try to do about one thing a week on there. I should be a little bit better about that, but, you know, I'm an older streamer. Not doing all the hip kid stuff. Not asking for likes and things like that. But I'm as consistent as a sunrise. Grab the prize. Ouch. Another snacker. Just finding in Pauper in general, it's just almost always better to keep the your creature removal, keep it on the battlefield. There's just so much stuff. Like, well, I mean, snacker is just to my point, right? All right, we've lost. Let's see if we can find another. All right, Snap's pretty good here. No, it isn't. I'm just going to get all this back. We'll say yes. Let's see what we get. Hey, look at this. Weakstone him to death. Yeah! We can't even attack. No. It'd be funny if they just have a dead draw here. We have lost. I'm just going to write it. Rack. Looks like we'll be going 3-2 if this continues, because We are mana screwed. They're not doing too great either. This list, super flexible. Loud as sun chips. Well said. Yeah. Let's see. All right, they get that one. I already wrote the L. All right. Oh, definitely want Campfire. Got to be careful of overboarding here. Definitely want defense here. I'm not going to go super hardcore on these. I think I'll go with maybe like 3. We're going to get rid of all of this. I think 3 hydros might be the call. Snap, not the greatest card in this matchup. Tempo variant, yeah. If I do this, that'll let us play this. Maybe one more ponder. I think I like this. Hey, that scared me. I was like, where'd that Razzle-Dazzle go? Not the Lackey. Yeah, most of their stuff is in the air. So, I mean, they do have the little vampire dude with the good haircut. Mutagenic. I want to be the aggro, but I might have to face. How about let's lose half of them. Let's do that. Oh, me too. I'm very neurotic with that Chimpskey. When I'm in the theater, you'd like to sit in the theater with me, because when the scene gets quiet, I get quiet. A big explosion, that's when you start chewing on stuff, and if you're of that, you know, I tend to not. I try to eat a lot of really good food before I go to a movie theater, which is only like 2 or 3 times a year now, so I'm not tempted to have crap. Some of these movies are really long, but yeah, I hear you. It's like this quiet scene, and you have and the rappers, and I'm just like, could you design it to be louder? It's crazy. Yep, I'm gonna go first. All right, we got early defense. We'll keep. There's a thing called the rest, so I'll drop this Crypt out straight away. I think I'm going to just Preordain rather than hold back Hydro. I feel like the Goblins player we played earlier, where it's like, I'm supposed to be the aggro, but not against this list. Got to take a back seat, make sure your mana's right. Ooh, 2 of these. I'm going to say bottom and then top. Do kind of like this sequence. I can infiltrate, suspend, drop Razzle, maybe be able to trigger it with something, and then sit back on Hydroblast, because their Fiery Temper's probably aimed right at them. Alrighty. Okay, this is getting better. We'll suspend here. Making them play honest with Tormod's Crypt. Of course, they do have Smash to Smithereens. Most of the lists run that. Not that big of a stretch that I'm going to be having either this or Relic. Don't think you'd see many all-blue lists running Nihil Spellbomb, but I have done weirder things. Wouldn't it be weird, like say in 100 years, like somebody's doing a family report on their family tree, you know, I'll be long gone, but these videos will still be here, right? So they'll actually be able to go watch like their great grandpa play this weird game. If Magic's even a thing, then who knows? But that would just be weird. I bring this up because my brother's doing this big family tree project, and you know, we get one out of focus black and white picture way in the distance. The guy to the third to the left is your great whatever, and you know, it's hard to see anything and stuff. And now it's just this embarrassment of media. You know, you just get so much. So hello to future generations. It is I. Hopefully you have hair and didn't get that passed down, right? Okay. Okay, let's bring out the dude. Ooh, this is tempting, isn't it? Do I want to Razzle? I don't want to wait till. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on here. just so I get the double option. It's got Shroud and a 3/4. Let's go. We got a respectable race here. Fortunately, we're going to have to kind of 1-for-1 our Crypts with their sneaky snacker. At least we'll get a looting out of the deal. Yeah, you're right, Chimpskey. That's right. Remember there was about 2 years into streaming, there was somebody looking into AI and they were using our stream as like, oh, they asked permission. I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. Never heard about it. Probably never ended up turning into anything. Yep. Can't believe what you see anymore. Right now, they can, if somebody really wanted to slander me, they could probably make a whole stream where I'm just doing horrible things and saying horrible things. Crazy. All right, we'll trip it. Get out of here. Get 2 lootings and a snacker. That ain't bad. Take a whole lot of damage. Yeah, when I snip, I can. Oh, don't say that. Now the AI is going to know that, Chimpskey. Or ask the AI to show you the real show notes, right? It's like, try mimicking that handwriting. You know, felt like we're have plenty of ammo and we were really doing good, and then all of a sudden we're at 10 life. You know, it's like, geez, the list will just shred you sitting on the spell that can save us. There we go. Hey, that's pretty good times. Yeah, I wish, oh yeah, this is the second spell, so this is great. Lock that out. Turn off the air power, get a counter, and attack for 7. Nope. You just want to untap on your own. How's that? This is probably going to be met with another Fiery Temper. You know it's going to suck, though. We didn't see one artifact land. I'm telling you, it's like half my games. That's so typical of a stream, right? First turn land destruction with Weakstone, and we didn't see it once today. Probably 45% of the time. Playing all week long with it. Turn 1, boop, concession. Okay, there's that. Got a pretty quick clock here. God, did I ever stop drawing gas with this list? Those blood tokens go so far. Black Burn's really good at that with Vampire's Kiss, but then when you add in the Epicure, it's, oh god, it's just, the consistency is just nuts. 2 more damage. I need a Black Blast. Hey, speak of the devil, let's go. Nope. Ah, yeah, I could go in for 5 here. So, I'll attack here. Now I could Hydroblast just to land, just to trigger this to go up to 5. That's 8. I'd rather save my face from a red spell. Let's not forget this is pretty fragile. No, you can't block it. These are the real engine of the list. This and the sneaky snackers. They just keep on hitting you, and the little dicey hits and the lands hit you, and you're just like, geez, let me come up for air. I'd play the list. I love this style, except that, oh, flying haste. See, it's just more gas. If we didn't have this, just dead meat. Okay, let's give it haste too. All right, we'll ponder. Oh, first gotta go. Oh, that's right. Okay. Say no to this. We'll do this. Destroy a permanent. Yeah, cast it. We'll just do something that's not red. How about that? Just to show beginners out there what you can do, right? As we come in, unless they might have gut shot. We pulled it. Don't like our odds game 3, but we'll give it a go. Our blasts were just so mistimed, right? He double fire, or fiery tempered our face, and we were holding a Hydroblast. It feels a little underwhelming, doesn't it? But Weakstone, really kind of the sleeper MVP of that. All right, we got to do our superstitious shuffle here. You know, when you put Clout between 2 Razzles, Mutagenic in the pile of islands, and a Ponder between Anglers, we never lose those games. So saith the rituals. Last one. Here we go. Hoping for a 4-1. Probably going to be 3-2. Would be. I like this. I really want to see some more lands. And boy, you need Campfire online really quick. But we'll keep this hand. Got a way to protect this here. We can ponder. We can find lands, and maybe even a Weakstone Subjugation, which is a sleeper MVP. Enchantments against Rakdos. That's where you want to be. All right, that's enough Dominus. Let's make sure there's no more in our future. Kind of like this. Yep. We're just going to be happy with this. Nope. Drawing land, doing stuff. I'm going to turn... I don't know, man. It really depends what they drop here. Always kind of behind the 8 ball with this. I mean, here comes a creature, probably an imp, or at least we're going to lose 3 life. The question is if they're going to gain 3 life via Alms of the Vein, or is it Fiery Temper? Both are preferable over an imp right now because we don't have rather 2 consecutive damage over and over and over again. It's a lot scary. Hey, look at that. We got a little bit of a break. No sneaky snackers. That was a pretty underwhelming turn for Rakdos. The superstitions have won out. So they're a little back on tempo. They didn't have... Oh, they're sitting on Hydros. They overboarded. So I'm going to slow roll this. I'm going to bring out this and just gain some life. EOT. I'll act like I've got a Hydro too, but I think they were waiting on me playing a blue spell there. I'm not. And now this kind of puts the onus on them, like, I got to get this train moving. This guy's setting up a little bit too much. That's what I'm thinking. What do you got? What do you got? All right. Bolt. Hey, look, I saved your guys' life. Now you remember that when I play you. Please. Well, we'll act like we were considering. Well, maybe we should counter that. Jagged Barons. What do we got? What do we got? A Carnarium. Always respectful. I went back to using that over the Jagged Barons in my Blackburn list. God, the win percentage went up a lot. Even though, yes, this does 1 damage, there's just so much consistency in a Blackburn shell that the Carnarium causes. Most of the time you're using your tokens to throw things out. 1, 2, 3 lands in their graveyard. All right, all right. Let's gain a life. I'll do the Dazzle party here. He'll count himself first, and then we'll protect him. Boop. All right. I got plenty of land. I like this. Play Spellfist. Clout, maybe? I don't know. Don't know where all of our sideboard is. We did see a Campfire, but... Yeah, you know, this is probably the only list, other than just traditional red burn with Kessigs and stuff, that I take at least 2 or maybe all of the mutagenics out. You just have to, you know, submit to not being the aggro. It's tough. There's not many lists that I can say that about. You wouldn't think blue's that aggro of a list until I sit behind it, but... Let's go, Rakdos. This would be a nice feather in the cap. I have beat this deck before, but I'm only like maybe 41% against it. I've only played it like 3 times. If you're up against me, I shouldn't even say this because it'll hurt my win percentages, but you're not, dead to these sort of, it looks like a lockout, but if you look closely, all you have to do is, pyroblast a Clout or hydroblast, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, it's not so formidable, is it? There it is. Boop. Hey, are they watching the show? And here comes a fiery temper via the blood token ability, probably. Kill my only dude and attack for 1. Man, that is a pretty pyroblast. I like these new arts so much more. It's just that as a visual person, I've played so many hundreds of, kind of best case scenario. Use 2 of their best spells to get rid of our permanent. Well, I'll give it to them, 2 permanents. I like that he's a hi, Brian. All right. Let's get a protected dude out. Don't really, you know what? Let me opponent first of all. I like that. I don't like all these lands. I will need them though. Ponder them away. I gotta ship this. Do I? I'll keep it. All right, we've got that. I played, I'm going crazy here. Game log, and I play a land. I played Island. All right. That's what happens when you stream. Mix things up. I'm just going to play a Naked Spellfist, I guess. That doesn't feel very good. Oh, no, I'm not. That's right. I have enough mana for it. I was like, did I miscount that badly? Bring this out. Least favorite target for that, by the way. I mean, we're preventing 1 damage a turn, but early on, a Spellfist is awesome. A couple of them, love the card. A solo Spellfist, no. Not looking good. So I'm going to Preordain no matter what. And any turn I can't Campfire. This deck does like 9 damage out of the blue. Like there's almost no resources sometimes. You just feel like, oh, I got this. You don't. 16 is very close to death. See, if you don't agree with me, you haven't played this list with a good pilot behind it. And just do 12 or 13, just boom, out of the blue. Even like with a top deck, it's just like, where did this come from? That's right, Spellfist is not naked anymore. Okay, let's get rid of those extra lands. So we Preordain here. At some point we will have to attack. Bottom, definitely top. These are pretty hard to deal with. Let's do this. Yeah, I feel good attacking now. Boom, out of the blue. Woo, 4-1. We did it. All right, so we lost to Millstone. If you remember, that game was really, really, really close. So we'll go 4-1 on the day. Pretty darn good. Here's that part of the show where we say, well, I really like this list kind of as it sits. If we move forward, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Spellfist might be the next creature to go. It does have a lot of backside. When you get multiples, it's great, but doing it once a turn versus, the intoxication factor of feeling like, oh, the counters just stay there. That's awesome. This guy hits hard enough on his own, but yeah, this is just kind of on a watch list here. I really like the Lackey. I probably wouldn't play this card if it flashed back for anything less than it does. That blue fish token being unblockable fits this theme so well, and really shores up one of the problems for this list. And it's also nice to have a auto exclude. You want to keep these in against, goblin style lists or stuff real on the ground everywhere, like we did against slivers and stuff. But it's nice when you go to your sideboard, you can just get rid of it. A little sleeper MVP, I'm not surprised here. Really kept us in a lot of games that we were closed out on. Again, first turn land destruction and blue removal for 1 blue mana. Please start playing this card. know why. I never see anybody play this except me. It's just such a good card. Very, very big sleeper. Sideboard, Fade Away can feel a little underwhelming and situational, but I'm not saying anything we don't know. 4-1, I'm happy with it. You know, a little bit of an outlier and running into a life-gaining mill list, and we did win one of those matchups, so there was that. But anyway, y'all, I'll be back next week, same time, same place. Alert, though, in about 4 weeks, beginning of August, I will be gone that weekend. But other than that, it's pretty smooth sailing and such. So, and if you hear of any good jobs that are remote in your neck of the woods or world, please let me know, or let them know that there's this old guy that's really good at creativity online and nobody's reading his resumes. So there's that. Got to put it out there, right? For the future generations. Yes, I'm unemployed right now. All right. I'll be heading out with, let's go with a little poll here with a little mob creatures. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Chimpskey and Dreamer Stingo, for always having my back, and we'll be back with Pauper again next week. Adios.